Welcome back to Aldo Scribante in Port Elizabeth for more action now from the Extreme Festival of Motorsport. We did say they were hungry for motorsport down here in the Eastern Cape, and they've come along to see Car Care Clinic's Superhatch. Nice field coming down here as well, and being helped out by Himoinsa as well this weekend, which is great to see a new sponsor getting involved and joining Car Care Clinic. And a big field at the front end, expected to see some great battles. Good return from Mel Spur as well, as she makes her way back into the series after a little bit of time off. And now we're ready to rock and roll now for heat number 1, making their way out onto the track. Tyler Scott will definitely be looking to resume what he did at the previous round and take on the likes of the Hondas. Jonathan Dutoy didn't get a great start off the line there. And a big dive around the outside, looking for a way through early on, as you can see from a lot of the cars. We go on board here with Mel as she closes in onto the back end here and trying to find a way through. You can see it's not going to be an easy day for Bryce Pillay. He's going to have lots of pressure from the returning Mel Spur as they head into turn 1. Good start there from everybody. Forget leads things out and looks, by the looks of things, in Class B. Zane van Zyl right there too, and then Vota. Behind Vota, it's Nick Martin in the RDG, and of course that bright red, white and blue colours. The official colours, of course, of NATO as he comes into turn 2. Through the Schaeffler S's, ahead, Bryce Pillay with, Pillay's in trouble. Pillay could be in a bit of trouble here, not only from De Lange and Mel Spur, but looks like he's going to have to fend off the attack coming from the back from about 2 or 3 cars as they head down towards the hairpin for the first time. Well, Dutoy's turned his day around a little bit there and he's made up a little bit of ground, but off the line he was an absolute nightmare. So a bit of work to do there for Jonathan Dutoy. We're on board here with Buxy Kabani, but let's catch up now with Chris Davison and find out why we've got a new sponsor coming to join us.
We've got involved to support local motorsport in PE. Our HQ is positioned about 1 kilometre behind me in the Kruger Port Zone, and also one of our branches in Johannesburg. And this is one way we're showing local support for our customers as well, giving something back for them to come and watch some bit of motorsport on their weekend. And we do a similar type of thing up in Johannesburg as well. And yeah, supporting local racing, supporting our local customers.
Always nice to see that, and the customers are enjoying all the action that's being put on by the class that they've backed and put their money behind. And the pressure now is coming from Dutoy on Scholz. Right now, Tyler Scott is doing it all right, keeping all 3 Hondas behind him, and the Honda battle is happening. Oh, look at this. This is great stuff. Shane Forget around the outside looking for a way through there on the 69 car of Sean Smith. And there's massive pressure coming. Nick Martin side by side with Van Zyl, and there comes Vota on his outside. So where do you go? There are 6 cars all involved here. And remember, De Lange's in there as well, but he is a Class C competitor, and having a phenomenal start has put him right up there in the mix with these Class B competitors and one of the Class A competitors as well as they go through the big hairpin. Now down towards the sweep. Shane Forget pulling ever so slightly away. They got a little bit of a better drive. Comes Voti looking for a way through. He dives and keeps De Lange at bay. De Lange applying the pressure, trying to find a way past. In the background, Mel Spur watching and giving us a great onboard here as they get into Dunlop. Big move on the inside, and you can see there was big defensive driving coming out of Voti. He tucks in behind Sean Smith now and gets followed through very, very quickly there by De Lange. De Lange in the little Ford Figo now with Mel Spur closing in on him. And Mel's got some good turn of pace as well. We saw that car in the hands of Nathan, so you know that Mel Spur is going to find some great pace here in her return to Superhatch Racing. And has found it to close in on the ADL machine there of Andre De Lange. Vota's pulled a little bit of a gap there as they came through into turn 1 now, into the S's. The leaders in Class A are already up towards the hairpin, and Dutoy's up to second. So Jonathan Dutoy squeezing out Louis Scholz. Looks like Brett Garland with a little bit of an issue there, dropping by the wayside into 4th. And a bit off the pace compared to what we saw earlier on. There was literally a Honda trailer behind that Opel at the front end. But the Opel is hanging on for now. Another great drive coming out of Tyler Scott. He has also had a massive turnaround in his season. And the confidence he had from the wins at the previous round definitely showing here today. Forget with Nick Martin. Here comes Zane van Zyl. Vota around the outside. Slightly different line coming out of Voti as well as he goes into Dunlop. Puts the pressure on and puts the hammer down. Buxy Kamani on the inside of Freddie Watkins as they come into Dunlop corner as well. Battle for Class C's 3rd place here. Priestley's got it at this stage, but a nice fight here between the 2 polos. Oh, Watkins on the inside. Finds a way past slightly older polo on the newer version of it from Squadra Corsa. Further up the field, Shane Forget still fighting with Nick Martin. Then you've got Zane van Zyl. A nice drive coming through here. That is the lead of Class C. That's De Lange. And it looks like Chad Tendershot and Ishmael Beloy's car now having a bit of fun and games there with the 2nd place in Class C. And that is Andre Danhauser. Mel's right there as well, just behind that. You can see she's got through and found a way past and left Bryce Pillay behind. Coming to the line, checkered flag time, and it's a bit of a drag race. Can the Honda outgun the Opel? No, not quite. Yo, just to the line by a couple of hundredths of a second. Superb drive from Tyler Scott to beat out Jonathan du Toit. It's going to be the win in Class C's going to Andre de Lange, and Class B eventually going through and finishing across the line there. Also in the Opel, Shane Forget. Confirmation of the results though. Class A, it's Tyler Scott, Jonathan du Toit and Brett Garland. Forget takes Class B ahead of Nick Martin. Andre de Lange taking Class C ahead of Dan Hauser, and Fleetwood taking the Class Ds all on his own. Let's catch up now with Class A's winner Tyler Scott from race number 1.
Yeah, it was a good race. Managed to get a good start. Louis and Jono had a bit of a battle, so I managed to get a bit of a gap there. And Jono got past Louis, and he was on me. So yeah, it was a good race.
Class B was taken by Shane Forget in the Opel.
When the lights went off and I just got in front of Zane, in front of Wouter, and it was me and Nick battling all the way, starting pulling away from the pack. Eventually it was just me and him going up and down. It was giving me a hell of a fight, but I kept him at bay. But yeah, one great epic race.
And from one great epic race, we move on to another one. And we missed out the second one, but we're definitely going to be catching up on action now from race number 3 of the Car Care Clinic Superhatch category. And there'll be some interesting turnarounds here, I think, through the day. We're going to definitely see some changes, I think, in Class A, because I don't think the Hondas want that Opel to win again. And Shane Forget is going to have his work cut out for him here in race 3 to take on Nick Martin, Wouter Roos, and possibly Mal Spur, finding some late race pace in race 2 as well. The lights are on and off we go down towards turn number 1. Good start from Dan Hauser. He's right at the back of the field, though, so a bit of work to do now for Andre Dan Hauser. A bit of work under braking as well as they get into turn number 1, and Louis Scholz coming through on the inside of Tyler Scott, but it is Garland who gets the whole shot into 1 for Class A. Bit of smoke coming out of Louis Scholz's car there as they climbed on the brakes. And just a lock up there into turn 1. Good start from Nick Martin. Van Sel's second and Forget is third. Wouter Roos already applying pressure, and along with Wouter comes Bryce Pillay. And what a start there from Freddie Watkins. He leads out Class C at this point. That's a great start there from the Polo. Tucked in behind Bryce Pillay now going through the sweep. He's got Chad Tendershate behind him, and then De Lange. De Lange into third place at this point, but watch out for De Lange and watch out for Scholz. Oh, big dive on the inside from Louis Scholz. Couldn't quite make it stick though, I don't think. Let's see as we see that exit point. No, wasn't able to get through, but he definitely had a big look. Malspur closing on Forget. Forget sitting in third place at the moment. Malspur in the 4th spot for Class Bs as they go through the sweep. Spur with a bit of breathing room now over Wouter Roos, Bryce Pillay, then Freddie Watkins side by side for De Lange as he comes around the outside of Chad Tendershate. And then it's Buxy Kamani who's tucked in behind there, looking pretty good for a third place in Class C at this point in time. Bit of defensive driving there from Mal. Wouter applying the pressure from behind. Didn't quite get through, but definitely applying pressure and looking for a way past. No team orders there as they come across the line. Buxy Kamani in the Squadra Corsa car looking for a chance now to just stay on the back end of Chad Tendershate. Tendershate doing a similar thing, but here's a move on the inside. Garland goes defensive. Tyler Scott trying to get around the outside into turn number 1. But I was looking for a big dive there from Jonathan du Toit. He didn't go this time, but he's maybe a little bit too early in the race to make that move. So du Toit now tucked in behind Tyler Scott. On his tail is Scholz. Lots of support on the sideline. Hondas versus Opel. And lots of Opel support down here, particularly in PE and the Eastern Cape. Nick Martin hangs on. Behind that, you can see Zane van Zyl in the Jumbo Golf has pulled a little bit of a margin over third place. Change up from du Toit as he looks on the inside again of Tyler Scott. This time he's got through. He puts a nose onto the B pillar and makes his way past. Can he make it stick? Yes, he can. Tyler tries to come back at him, though. And they're going to be side by side through the sweep. But the long sweeping line carries the Honda. The Honda's got good handling through there and hangs on. Squadra Corsa in full flight there. And in fact, closing in on the back end now of Craig Priestley. Priestley, you can see the lights on here in the very late stages of the afternoon. Looking for a way through on Priestley, going around the outside. This is great driving. Nati and Buxy going at it. And just squeezing Priestley and putting him in between the two of them. So Priestley now the meat in the sandwich there for Squadra Corsa. On the brakes, we've got to change up at the front end. And it looks like du Toit is going to try and get away now. He's got through on Garland now that he made the move stick on Tyler Scott. So a big move there from du Toit as he starts to make his way through and tries to find a way to get away from Garland. Garland definitely wants a victory here. He's got to try and stay in the hunt for a championship. Might not be the overall, but Class A still up for grabs. Class C certainly up for grabs as well. What a drive here from Dan Hauser from the back of the field. He's just got through on Watkins, which means he's probably taken the lead. Yes, I think he has. De Lange's gone missing, so that's the lead of Class C now, as Andre de Lange has gone into the pit lane. Nick Martin still leading out Class Bs for now, but Zane van Zyl has got pressure coming from Shane Forget. See if Forget can do anything in the closing stages. Heading up onto the braking markers, and du Toit's got a nice, comfortable margin now Tyler Scott in second place. Garland hasn't had an answer. He's dropped back into third. So Tyler Scott using the same kind of line, same kind of maneuver. And to the checkered flag, Class A is going to be taken by Jonathan DeToy. Nice turnaround there for him. Comes across the line to beat out Scott and Garland. And in fourth place there, good drive coming out of Louis Scotts. Nick Martin is going to hang on in the Rex-Diff and Gearbox Peugeot. He's going to take Class B, and it looks like Shane Forget has got through on Funsell. Yes, he has. So the Opal's going to beat the big jumbo Golf to the line. Dan Hauser from the back of the field, looking to hang on ahead of Freddie Watkins in Class C to the line and for the checkered flag, but Nolan Fleetwood's going to come through first to take the Ds. Here's a dice to the line as well. Mel just beating Chad Tender-Sharte, but there is Class C's winner, Dan Hauser, beating out Freddie Watkins, and it looks like in third place in Class C's will be Craig Priestley. Good drive though from Jonathan DeToy, and confirmation of the results there from heat number 3. It's a great win for Jonathan DeToy, beating out Tyler Scott and Brett Garland for Class A. Class B goes to Nick Martin ahead of Shane Forget, and Dan Hauser Watkins taking first and second in Class C's, with Fleetwood taking the Class D's. Andre Dan Hauser, the only driver to take 2 out of 3 victories here today. Let's catch up with him after a good day's racing.
Good second in the first race, 2 wins after that. I mean, this is such an awesome track. It's a real driver's track. Had some good fights with the guys. Had a horrible start to this last race, but it was nice coming from the back and picking my way through. And I love this track. Love to come back again. But the only way we managed to get here is thanks to our sponsors, and a big thanks to Andre, who set the car up like a monster, and Sammy, who tuned it just right.
The next round of Extreme Festival of Motorsport makes its way to the Red Star Raceway on the 26th of October. We'll be there to bring you all the action. All this action from PE is proudly brought to you by Mobile One, Car Care Clinic, and Motormart Clarksville.